Ajayi Arilewola II. Thank you very much. I am surprised none of the presidential candidates say anything about the fundamental flaw of Nigerian character in the constitution that we are operating right now. God, when He created this world, told us, let there be light. Let there be human being. God did not say, let there be armed robbers. God did not say, let there be insecurity. Okay. We know Jesus Christ died in between two thieves. We know there must be more bad people in society than the good ones. Yes, what I'm trying to say is that I want them to say something. Are they going to change this constitution so that we have a good constitution that we say, let there be light, let there be good people, let there be security, don't let.
All right, Rufai, I'll come to you, but I want to ask Dr. Bati, because you said it behind the camera, and I want our viewers to hear you say,
No.
What is the caveat behind this Oba?
Just
this Oba quickly
okay,
before.
No. The Oba, I think Rufus.
Oba Rufus Ajayi, yes.
As he introduced himself.
Yes.
He's a lawyer. So, and he's a citizen. So he has every right to say, oh, what will you do about constitutional review? That constitution does not say, let there be armed robbers. And there are many Nigerians from Professor Issa Sage's, seminar essay on the Nigerian constitution up till everybody else. Yes, the constitution, there are many omissions there. But the caveat that I was saying, by the way, was that this Oba Rufus Ajayi is a very controversial personality, particularly his claim to kinship, to being an Oba of the Igbomna in Kwara State. There are persons who have protested that it's not a king, but that does not, take away from the fact that as a citizen,
yes,
he can express his views.
All right, Rufai, over to you.
With due respect, I want to go. That's minotaur. There are people that we don't even know their origin, their academic qualification, and all of that. In fact, they've changed position about the places they work many years now. They put it on their phones. So what you just said now is minotaur. So you see what it feels like when you were saying
personalities are also important.
Oh, personality is important now.
But without prejudice to his right as a citizen
when it becomes
to express
somebody else's matter, he says minotaur. What you say is that it's minotaur.
It's not minotaur. It's important for public conversation.
So
go and Google it. Google it.
So what we're also saying is that somebody that said he went to a lawyer in 1999 that is not saying that again. It's also important for public conversation.
Google it.
Audrey.
Go and look for surgical evidence or empirical evidence. Yes, I don't know the difference between empirical and surgical. It's only on the Arise Money show.
They have brought previous conversations.
Empirical evidence, surgical evidence. Go and look for surgical evidence.
All right, let's have this robust conversation. And I think he actually made a valid point. The Oba was talking about the Constitution. I don't want us to lose that because I think this is one of our issues here. Why didn't the lawyers? It's flawed.
We've talked about it many times now. Talked about it. Okay, we're aspiring today. It was Dr. Bati and I that had that conversation with former president of the former head of state, was Abu Salami Abubakar. And we brought this issue of the constitution is flawed. And I remember the answer he was that day. He said, why haven't you people changed it? He said, I've left there since 1999 from you people. You keep shouting that the constitution is flawed. What have you done to change it? I was what? Because we blamed it. Oh, why did you give us such a flawed constitution? He said, why are you blaming me? I've left there since 1999. Why do people change it? And I think that's a conversation for everybody. But let me go back to the subsidy matter. You see, the problem with Nigeria is this, is that there's a massive level of crony capitalism. Do you know, like you remove subsidy or you don't remove subsidy, there's still going to be stealing and crony capitalism in governments. The difference is that subsidy puts money in the hands of some people. When you remove it, the money is not diverted to the hands of new crony capitalists, aka NMPC that removed 7.1 trillion as energy security costs. And they took 50% of their revenue that they were supposed to give us as a country to give to what's it called, subsidy. They said they wanted to play some areas. And the contractors that are not even Nigerians, that they are giving all the contracts to, they are not enjoying subsidy. So, as regards the argument of people like Peter Obi that we'll look at the way we spend the money, there will be a new set of crony capitalists. Any way you do it in Nigeria, see, Nigerians, Nigerian elites have perfected the art of corruption. That if you go like this, they will block your corruption. They will block your corruption. If you go like this, they will block your corruption. So they know every way out. And as long as that elite feeds in that chronic capitalist bubble, you will never have a trickle down. It's never going to be possible. What we are asking for now is how can it stealing reduce? You know me, I'm very realistic. I'm not saying that there's no way they're not going to steal either ways, plus subsidy without subsidy. It's how can we reduce the stealing and so more money can trickle down to the people. So that's the bone of contention of all of these debates. The debate now we are now having is one that is brought forward. But I think Atiku has not completed the journey. Because if he says we subsidize producers, how will you do it? That's where the methodology comes in. Because when the methodology even comes out, we'll see even find loopholes there. But the fact that I don't want us to delude ourselves is for you to think that a country that was built on elite rent-seeking and patronage will change in your lifetime must be the height of delusion for you. What we are just fighting for is how we can release elite partner rentier system and push the money down to people. I mean, since the time I was the first person to even open, you see, that's why I say the opposition does not even do their research. I was the first person to open their eye to the fact that you are talking about subsidy, but they get 34 trillion in import waiver. Do you see, since I said that in Iron, all the opposition have been shouting it, 34 trillion import waiver, 34 trillion import waiver, 34 trillion import waiver, 34 trillion import waiver. Up till Friday when I said it, were they shouting it?
All right.
Go to all their interviews. 24 trillion import waiver, 34 trillion import.
And that is the great thing about the advocacy that we do here on television.
About it.
All right, so I'd like to, yes, we told you, our viewers, that we'll be reading your comments. Finally, we have a comment from our live feed. And this is from